10. Good evening. Hey guys, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining me into this beautiful day. So I'm going to do Cubase and I'm going to do Maschine. From my last video, someone commented about how to add Maschine into Cubase 10, because I've made a lot of videos about Cubase 10, which is what I have. It's awesome. I have some videos on it and I plan to make some more. So Cubase 10, so they wanted to know how to bring in Maschine as a VST instrument into Cubase 10. So all right, so now I have this is Maschine. I have Maschine open. Maschine being open here doesn't really matter. It's about Cubase. Cubase is open. So I'm going to go to, I want to do a production. This is Cubase 10, by the way. I'm going to do a production, okay? This is production. So I'm going to create empty. When you create empty, it brings up an empty screen. So for us producers, what we deal with empty screens. That's what we deal with, all right? So that's why our job is one of the most tedious, perfect jobs, because we start with empty canvas, like you can see. So now you have your production empty screen, and to add Maschine, a couple things you can do before you do that. Let's go to because there are a few things that you need to do before you actually get Maschine playing. So let's go to VST. Not VST instruments, but VST plugin manager. Okay, VST effects, VST instruments. So if you look here on the VST instruments, I have Maschine in here. So I've already added Maschine as one of my VST instruments. Now you will ask, how do I add that? Now something about Cubase before I get to that. Blacklist, they have a blacklist. If you look, these are all like 32 bits. So blacklisted, you don't really need to care about this. If everything you're using is 64 bits, no need to worry about the blacklist, okay? So this is the, let me close that. I've already added it. Maschine. So when you install Maschine, make sure when you install Maschine, you know exactly where you're installing your plugins. You got to know the directory. A lot of people have different directories. That's fine. Make sure you know the directory where you installed your Maschine plugins, VST, whatever they might call it, but they call it plugins. So when you come onto this screen, what you do is click the settings button. You see how I have different plugins. I have the old, I think this is the old one, Steinberg, program files. And if you scroll down, you're going to see C program, native instruments, VST plugins, 64-bit. And you're going to see this as well, instrument Maschine 2. So that's whenever I have plugins that I need to use, I need to know the path for it, all right? So what you do add, click on the plus sign, it brings up your browser on your Windows. I'm on Windows 10 as well. Your browser, and you browse to your plugin, find your plugin. Is whatever it is, whatever it is. I'm going to use these program files. So I'm going to use program files, C, program files. Native instruments, Maschine 2. VST plugin 64-bit. You select that, or I think I put mine in Maschine 2. Okay, so wherever you have your plugins is exactly where you're going to go. Select that folder and hit select folder. The folder goes in here, boom. Your plugins are in there, and you do a refresh, a rescan. See that rescan? I'm not going to rescan this because I don't want it to rescan for me. But once you rescan it, it should show up on here. If it doesn't show up on here, you got to do it again. The most important thing is when you install your machine, make sure you know the folder where your plugins are, pretty much, and add that folder in here. Add that path in here. That's it. Rescan, it comes in here. Once it rescans, I'm gonna come back here and create a machine channel. And create a channel for my machine. So I'm gonna add instrument track. It will bring up all the instruments that I have, Prologue, which comes with Cubase, and you're going to see the default waves. You got waves that came with waves. I'm going to select other. In other is where I should see my machine 2, and I hit add track. It adds it. That's my machine 2, right? When I click that, that will bring up my actual machine. So when I click it, off, on. See that button right there? Edit instruments, off, on. I click it, it actually brings up my machine interface. Then now you can browse your actual machine, browse your machine file. So sometimes what I do is I make a beat on the standalone. When I'm done the best way I can, and I'm trying to record something or do something in my DAW, which is Cubase, I bring it back into Cubase, and that's how I do it. And that it doesn't stop you from adding more information to it if you want. So I'm just going to select this, for example. I'm not sure what's in this, but I'm going to select this beat, and I think it's in there. It's in there. So what you do is you match the tempo, the BPM of this beat, you match it to whatever it is in machine. Alright, so in machine, in a Cubase. So in Cubase, what's the BPM for this? It says 120. So that's 120. It's weird how it says 120. That's weird, man. That's weird how it says 120. So weird. Yeah. So match the BPM. So the BPM on your Cubase controls the BPM on the machine. So at this point, whatever you do, Cubase controls it. Nothing, machine doesn't control anything at this point. All right. I hope this video was clear enough. So anything you do, let me change the tempo in here, and I play. As I change it here, it changes it right there. So anytime you add the instrument into the Cubase DAW, it assumes the BPM of Cubase. But this is what I do to cheat. I go back to the original machine and I look at the BPM that I made the beat on, and I change it to that. You know what I mean? But anything in here assumes the settings of the Cubase. So it's Cubase 10, adding machine on Cubase 10. You go to your studio, go to VST plugin manager, click on the settings, click on settings, click on plus sign, add your plugins folder, rescan, and then right click, add instruments, select machine and add track. Then click on edit. Open it up and edit your track. Alright, I hope that helps you guys. It's Cubase 10 and Machine Studio 2.7. I'm on the latest machine, software version 2.7, whatever the latest is, I'm on that. And this is Cubase 10. So I have a lot more to talk about on Cubase, about all this good stuff going on here. But until then, this is a special video for everyone who wants to know how to add Maschine to Cubase 10. And until next time, I have a video. If you're an artist that's trying to promote your video on Spotify, I have a link down below in my description. Click on that link and control your marketing. You can control it, how much you want to pay, you can control it, you own it. You can stop anytime you want to, but the results are crazy. So if you make your music, make sure you're promoting it. All right, thank you guys. Next time, until next time. Peace and boom, J. Peace and God bless.